Thanks for staying with us. The city has this great low crime rate that we have, and we want to keep it that way. And that's why so often on TV20 we talk about personal safety and keeping your property safe and how to keep the criminals away. So to talk with us some more about that today is Sergeant Rod Dobler of the city's police department.
Thank you, Ed.
Thanks for joining us, Sergeant Dobler.
Thank you for inviting me on your show.
Haven't had you in for a while. We got you back again.
Yeah, I've been on. We had reorganization, and now we've reorganized. I've gone back into the district support division, which takes in crime prevention and about 15 different units over there. So we all have to step up to the plate now and do more with less. But we reorganized so we could hire 26 new officers, which we just accomplished that. So we have 26 new officers on board right now.
So plenty of people in place to go out there and take this on and keep this crime rate low.
Absolutely.
And even though we have this low crime rate, it's not a reason to rest and let it pass.
No, and that's a good point, Ed, because people take that. Yeah, we are one of the safest cities in America right now with we have the lowest crime rate for a population over 100,000, and we are one of the safest cities in America. But we are not crime-free, and there's a distinction between that. And I don't want to give people the wrong idea, but the citizens out there are the reason for this. They help us tremendously. We have partnerships with the city, with the citizens. We couldn't do this ourselves, just the police department on its own.
That's why it's important to inform them, keep them connected
Absolutely.
to you.
That's why these shows that you put on and your whole staff is fantastic, to get the word out. We want to talk a little bit today about some holiday tips coming up with the holiday crime prevention tips, about purse snatching. Women out there, they take their purses into a shopping, into a like Publix or something, and they're shopping with a cart and they leave it open. And what happens is we have a group that comes up, they do a diversion crime. In other words, one person will come up to you and ask, can you show me, or tell me what this is, and they try to turn you around. There's another person that's going to reach into the purse and steal your wallet. There's probably another person at the end of the aisle that's keeping surveillance, and they work in teams, and we've had this out in different shopping centers. So I want people to be aware of that, and that the biggest crime tip that we can give out today would be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of the people that are around you when you're doing something, when you're shopping, using an ATM machine. Make sure people aren't looking at those numbers. Guard those numbers, and that's important to, as I said, be aware of your surroundings.
So is that's the primary tool, awareness?
Awareness.
That's the main thing that will keep the crime at bay.
Well, as I said, our citizens, again, we can't stress it enough how great these people are out there that help us. Call in crime tips all the time. Call in suspicious vehicles, suspicious people. I tell people at homeowner meetings, please call us. I've had people say, well, I didn't want to bother you. Bother us. This is what we do. We're 24/7. We're out there. Call us. We will go out and check the people out, make sure that who they are. And
great point. And what's the number they should call?
Well, you could 911. Okay. 911.
That's why I bring that up, because sometimes there's confusion on that.
Well, I'm from up north, and I know that I'm from New York. I don't know if you can tell, but people really, there's different systems throughout the country, and what they found here in Florida, and I talked to a lot of people. I didn't want to call 911 because no. Not everything is dispatched out of 911. Please call 911 and we will respond. I don't care what it is.
Great way to do it. So there's been some restructuring. Let's talk about the new structure, what we've got in place now. You oversee several different units or
absolutely, yes.
Groups that are out involved. Let's talk about, just give us a quick idea, maybe list them for us. What are the different,
okay.
I know you have school resource officers and all these other kind of groups.
Well, I have, to be in this unit, Ed, you got to be top of the line, okay? You got to be an officer that's top of the line out there. So I have actually a lot of good officers that are working for me. So it kind of makes the job easy. It might sound like a lot, and there is a tremendous, there's 15 units that we're in charge of in the district support. But I have a lot of good people out there. The parks officers, I have 3 parks officers right now making our parks safe for citizens. We have 4 school resource officers. Now, to give you an example, when I was in community programs before, back in about 2008 or 2009, we had 22 school resource officers. We've gone down to 4 now. we have the high schools covered, and we have a charter school covered right now with our school resource officers.
And they were a great resource.
Well,
that's tough to lose.
We get a lot of intelligence information from them, and again, we had officers in the schools. It was to mentor these children. I mean, one of our biggest problems, of course, when you're talking about burglaries and crimes of opportunities, when you have young adults making the wrong choices, the more role models you put in front of that child, whether it's police officers, whether it's the Boys and Girls Club, whatever, the more role models, the more positive role models you put in front of that child, the better chance that child has of becoming a productive citizen in our community.
I'm always intrigued to look at that it's an effort ahead of the fact, not just after the fact, go out and catch the guy after it's over with, but to prevent it in the first place.
You know, let's go back. You know, I've been on the department a long time, and we started with community-oriented policing, and that was the philosophy of getting back in the community and forming partnerships and dealing with the youth in the community, and realizing that the crimes are being committed. So if we can get to the young adults and give them positive role models, then maybe they won't make that wrong choice. And we also looked at small crimes, which a lot of departments may not look, a mailbox homicide or something. We realized that if that same individual is doing that, they might be the one doing the burglary. So we went back and we kept that. Now we've taken this to the next level, Ed, and we've gone now to institutional policing, where we have the hot spots, and we direct officers. When I direct the officers on a briefing, they go right to a hot spot. We know who's in the area, and that's who we're looking for, and we are able to solve these crimes. Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that have happened, because they make a good example of what people can be aware of.
Yes.
We've had a few crimes over the last several months. Of course, there's always going to be something. You're trying to reduce them. But let's go to the one. There was a woman at home a couple months back.
Okay.
And there was an issue there. Just give us a rundown of what that was and what you do, what you recommend to kind of discourage.
Well,
that kind of thing.
that was a 94-year-old woman. She lived on Pine Valley. Okay, and we did arrest the individual. It's right here. This is the individual that was wanted, and we were able to arrest him. What happened there was they broke in through the garage, through a jalousie window on a garage. Okay, that's one of your weakest spots of your house is a garage door or a slider. They broke in, and they broke in at night, at 12 o'clock at night. They did have masks on. It is still an ongoing investigation, so I'm not going to go into too much of it. But they were able to break in the garage door. She had her inside door locked. They were able to find a screwdriver. We were able to pry that door open. They went in. She was in bed at the time. This is at 12 o'clock at night. They knew what they were looking for. This wasn't just random. They had picked her out. She's 94 years old. She had jewelry around the house. She had little packages of money around the house. And they went in. She was in bed. They put their hand over her mouth. I don't want to get into it too much because, again, it's an ongoing. But she had a life alert bracelet on. She was able to, had the sense of mind to hit that life alert. It had a loudspeaker in the house that comes on, says, "Can I help you?" That scared these individuals. They grabbed what they could, ran out the door. The neighbor was alerted from across the street. She ran over. So we were pretty much on the scene right away. Canine, we have some of the best canines in the country. They were able to track from the house to some palmetto bushes where some of the items were, and we were able to find some of the items that were used in this burglary, and it was able to tie into this individual. And subsequently, actually, we put so much pressure on, he turned himself in.
Got him.
He turned himself in.
Good.
So that's.
So then you've been working in the neighborhood and working with other people, and you go out and you tell them, well, what's the basic advice? What's the main thing you're out telling people? Right
now we have a group that's called Snap Money that's coming up here. You know, we are the safest city, and it is done by design. Like I said before, we have a plan. It's not by accident. Now, we've been the safest city the last 2 years in a row. Actually, before that, we were the safest city 7 years in a row. But we're not crime-free, and that's the I don't want to give people the wrong idea. We still have crime out there. Now, we can be crime-free with the assistance of our citizens out there, which help us tremendously when they give us tips and call in certain things. But the main thing, though, Ed, you have to be aware of your surroundings. And in burglaries are a crime of opportunity. And what they're looking for there, right now, they're knocking on the front door. Nobody answers the front door. They go around, and they will smash the back window. the backsliding glass door. They're going in, they're trying to steal jewelry and guns. And that's what they're looking at.
Okay.
So,
and one of the best things is that alertness. Neighbors, if you see something suspicious,
absolutely,
if you're not sure, feel free to call.
Absolutely. I go to a lot of homeowner meetings, and even when neighbors don't get along with each other, because I dealt a lot with neighborhood problems, and sometimes the neighbors, you know, they're fighting with each other. I still bring up the point that if you see somebody crawling through your neighbor's window, I want you to call us, and that cuts across any arguments or anything like that.
Yeah,
Everybody's going to protect each other. That's what we need out in the community. We can't thank the citizens enough in Port St. Lucie. I mean, they're the ones why we're the safest city. Not your police department takes the information that we get from the citizens, and then we go out and act upon it. And if you commit a crime in Port St. Lucie, you're going to be arrested. We're going to catch you and put you in jail.
That's the great news there. We don't have a lot of time left, but let's go since we're into the holidays here.
Okay.
Let's talk about parking lots, stores.
Right. Let me talk.
There.
We're gonna have extra security out there during the holidays. We always do, and we will have extra security in the parking lots. Women need to be aware of their purses. This is the biggest thing. If you don't need the put it in the trunk. Okay. Of course, you know, people say, "Oh, I got an SUV." If you don't need to carry that purse to a shopping store, don't. If you're going to use a credit card, put the credit card in your pocket and just use the credit card. They're going after purses. They know women get out of a car, and if they don't see it, then they're going to break a window to get that purse. We had an incident at Walmart a while back where a woman went there specifically to steal a purse so they could buy drugs in another city. And a woman comes out, she's got a purse, she's not aware, the woman comes up to her, and again, most women put that purse in that shopping cart right in the front like that. She comes up to her, says, I'm going to take your purse. She does take the purse. A Iraq veteran, a citizen steps up, tackles her. This is the one that she ends up stabbing that individual. They jump in this green Dodge pickup truck and take off. Within 27 hours of that crime, we had gotten a crime tip from a woman in Lake Charles that told us that she knew where this woman was living. I took 4 of my officers. We went to that house. The house was vacant, but she had also given us information that that they were staying at a house on Aroso and Crosstown. We went and we checked a lot of the houses. At 3 o'clock in the morning, lo and behold, here's the pickup truck. We do a felony stop on the pickup truck. There were 3 individuals in it. The suspect we were looking for, the other one that was driving, and there was a male in between. This is the felony stop that we did on that vehicle, and we took now, and she was arrested for that crime. Actually, what she had done was they wanted to buy crack cocaine, and that was the reason for stealing the purse. And this is what you're dealing with out there. You're also dealing with
a desperation among people.
It's a desperation,
like
and we're also finding maybe some of these burglaries. You know, the pain clinics have been closed, and there's a lot more. You know, they're going into houses to steal medication too. So you got to be aware of that.
Looking for that as well.
Looking for that as well. But the main thing is just being aware of your surroundings. And if you don't have to carry a purse, if the women don't have to, don't. And my wife and I have this discussion every time during the Mets season, because she wants to bring a purse to the ball game, and that just drives me nuts. But but that's another story, Ed. Sure. I'm not going to get in that because I tell her, why are you bringing the purse? But she does anyhow.
Keep it all in your wallet. You're the one paying for it anyway,
she does
right?
Yeah.
Yes. If somebody is maybe got some questions, or they would maybe like their house looked at to see if there's an issue, who should they contact?
Well, contact me, or contact just the main number, 871-5000 or 5001. You get a real person. 871-5000, and we're cranking up. We're starting the crime prevention again. At one point, back in 2008, I had 3 officers working for me in crime prevention. That was eliminated basically at that point. We're bringing that back right now so we can have people out in the street doing surveys on houses. We can do a crime survey on your house. I'm a crime practitioner. I can go out and do a crime survey on your house and let you know where the weak points are. Most houses, I can tell you this right now, that sliding glass door, that back sliding glass door is the weakest part of your house.
So what's a good mechanism to help?
Okay, well, there's a number of things on the market. You could put little pins in the top, because what they're going to do is try to pop it up, and you can put a screwdriver under, step on it, and pop it up off the lock. So if you have pins on the top, you can put pins up on the top of that, and that will stop that movement on that glass. You can put a pole that will stop it from moving also this way, and that's a key. Again, you know, right now they're breaking windows. So again, you know, if you wanted to use hurricane glass or something like that, you could stop that. But again, we encourage our citizens to contact us with anything they see out there, anything suspicious, somebody walking down the street, call us. We'd rather check it out and find out it's, you know, some innocent neighbor maybe, than somebody that's out there to commit a crime.
Great. Sergeant Rod Dobler, we're going to bring you back in a little more often now that
Absolutely.
you're back
Thank
doing
you.
this.
Well, Ed,
again,
what I'd like to do
staying
is
ahead
bring
of the curve
some of these individuals that are involved in these units. Okay, crime prevention. I got SRO, juvenile restoration. You've had Alice Kenyon on the show before. I got explorers. We got the field training officers. We have the vehicle maintenance. I mean, you know, it's and as I said, sometimes I clean up the police department after everybody leaves too. So. We all got to do more. You know, we got to step up to the plate with this reorganization and take on a lot more responsibility and make this thing work.
But I think they got the right guy there to do it. I know you take a lot of pride in it and how you go out and do it, and I know you're real good with dealing with the public, keeping those communication lines open, and it's very effective. It helps. It does help keep our crime rate down.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You're doing a great job. We'll bring
you.
you back in and bring in some of these others with you, and we'll talk about all these different subjects in more detail.
Thank you, Ed. Well, you know, in closing, the Port St. Lucie Police Department, the family of the Port St. Lucie Police Department would like to wish everybody a happy and safe holiday season.
Great. Sergeant Rod Dobler, appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And we'll be back after this quick message.